is a great blessing for me also to be with you and to see once again our distinguished Archbishop and the President and many of you, and the graciousness and the hospitality that has been extended to me even through email days before my arrival yesterday, and Atul and the team, thank you very much for having me here. Listening to many of you, the accounts since yesterday, and the brief history presented to us by the Executive Director, I feel like I am an infant in Caritas. I should be listening to you, the elders. I was elected president of Caritas 3 years ago. In absentia, I was not present in the assembly. Yeah. So people tell me, so you see, you should attend meetings. Because if you don't attend, you might get elected. So I could not attend the meeting because I was not a delegate of the Philippines. You know, so yeah. So whether I was present or absent now does not matter. But I am very happy to have been introduced to the mission of Caritas International, the Confederation, of which Caritas Bangladesh is one of, I should say, the bright stars of the Confederation. I did not prepare any systematic or synthesized treatise about Caritas. I would just like to share with you some of the. I should sit. I heard the voice of my mother. Sit. You listen to your mother. But he did not sit. He yelled. What was I saying, sister? I did not prepare a systematic treatise. I would just like to share with you some of the insights and the orientations that the International Confederation, the international family, has been trying to reflect on and to implement. And I want to share this again with you because I have seen this from yesterday, how Caritas Bangladesh is on the right track. How you have already been putting into flesh, giving flesh to some of these orientations. And what are those? First is the Caritas at the heart of the church. Even if we have collaborators who are not Christians and who are not Catholic, the Caritas has a special mission, and it is to be at the heart of the church and for Caritas to have the heart of the church. Pope Benedict said that the church really rests on 3 pillars, 3 foundations. One is the Word of God. Second is prayer and worship and sacraments, especially the Eucharist. And thirdly, the service of charity. We need the 3 to work together so that the church would be alive, would be born, would be present. And Caritas Internationalis and the local Caritases, our main mission is the service of charity. And so it is not just work. It is about giving to the people that we are serving a face of the church. I want to repeat that, especially for the Christians. When we engage in Caritas work, it is not just work. More than that, through our service, selfless service, through our love, we are giving a face to the church. Like yesterday in the camp, they're practically all non-Christian. But maybe no one among them would become Christian. But they would certainly, they have been having an idea of what Christianity is all about and what the church as a community is all about through Caritas, through you. Did we meet in Nepal? Were we together in Nepal? As I was there a year after the earthquake to visit. It was an international team also.
But I joined them in June. From June to
Okay. But we visited the village. The group, the international group, we were divided into 3 small groups. And on the second day of the meeting, each group was sent to a district that was destroyed. The district to which I was sent, we were around 20, and with me was the Apostolic Nuncio, an Italian. And wow, we climbed up the mountains, rough roads, and many moments we felt like we were falling down the cliff, and the Nuncio would cry, "Mamma mia, Madonna!" He was a joker, but you could see he was afraid too, And then we got to this place where 3,000 people died. And there was not a single Christian in that district. But they welcomed us at 11:30 in the morning, also with flowers. But there they put flowers on your neck, the lays. And so I had flowers up to my eyes already. And not knowing the culture, I didn't want to remove them. But I asked one of the priests, will it be impolite if I remove the flowers, because I could not breathe anymore. and I have, once in a while, I have an attack of asthma. And he said, remove them. We don't have a hospital here. And so 11:30, the welcome. You see this in the movies, those long trumpets. And there were speeches and songs and dances. And at 3 o'clock, the Nuncio turned to me and said, "It's already 3 o'clock. And the program is still coming on." And he said, "Voglio caffè. I want coffee." I said, "Shh." Of course, he was joking. And then 3:30, the program finished. No cafe, no lunch, because the people had nothing. They could not offer food. But for us guests, they gave bottled water and some cookies. And I saw a woman with 2 children the children especially looking at the cookies. And so when nobody was looking, I gave my share to the woman, and she grabbed it right away. But during the program, they said 2 days, 3 days after the earthquake, Caritas was here. And then they turned to the government officials. You, what were you doing? How come Caritas was here already? And you were not present here. And then one of them approached me. And this is the same question that some refugees in Beirut, in Lebanon, the refugee camp, also asked me. What are you? What is Caritas? Why do you think of us? Why do you care for us? This is a mystery to them. This is a point of curiosity for them. But they, through their question, they're asking for an answer. Who are you? Who are you? And then we are able to say, we follow Jesus. And Jesus taught us to love everyone. So I'm sure, the work aspect can be tiring, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like yesterday, it was a beautiful day. But imagine if it were raining yesterday, walking up and down those hills in the camp, but you will do it nonetheless. But I want to assure you, it is not just work. You are giving a face to someone. You're giving a face to Jesus. You're giving a face to what the church is all about. And for that, Caritas is mission, not just an organization. It is not just work. It is a mission. In many parts of the world, they see for the first time on the face of Jesus and the disciples of Jesus through Caritas. In fact, in Nepal, they asked me to say something, and the master of ceremony said, Your Eminence, 1 minute message, 1 minute. Because it will be translated to us. Okay, 1 minute. So now they introduced me. The introduction lasted for 30 minutes. So you told me to speak for 1 minute, but the introduction has not ended 30 minutes. And he said, because he is explaining to the people what the church is. So before he could get to Cardinal, he had to give a whole catechesis. And then I do that, and I say, 1 minute. We love you, we care for you. There's that. So I'm sure the people that you are serving really get to know who Jesus is and the church through your service. And that's one of the orientations of Caritas Internationalis right now. The second is, of course, what you already have been doing, saving lives. This is making communities resilient. And for this to happen, the poor that we are serving are not just beneficiaries. They're not just to be considered only as the end point, receiving something from us. No, the poor should be at the center of our thinking and even of our planning. And I'm very happy to see that even the shelters that are being designed by Caritas Bangladesh really takes into consideration those who will receive it, the poor, their input. No, because very often, well-meaning people who work for development, in a way, without meaning to, they impose on the poor. They impose on the poor their view of development. No? what the poor really needs, and is suitable for them, they know better than us. So having them at the center of our concern also means getting them involved. Getting them involved, making them active agents in what they envision for their lives. And then, of course, we give our inputs too, but making them really active agents. Yesterday, we saw how the children, children's friendly spaces are being developed. I was told that a year ago, the children could not laugh, could not smile, even their drawings were very gloomy. But yesterday, they were very active. You could see that they were prepared, like, hi! And then when I waved at them, they said, goodbye! I said, no, I'm not yet, I just arrived. So probably they were taught, this is bye-bye. But it was my fault, For me, this is hi, but for them, it's goodbye. I should have asked first, what does this mean to them? So I was just entering, and they said, bye-bye. Okay. Don't worry. But it's a simple thing, but you see, if I know them, then even my language and my gestures would be adapted to their situation. But I just presume that this means hello. But no, not for some, it means bye-bye. The international headquarters that goes around giving training on internationally accepted management standards. Of course, we recognize that local realities and local laws have to be respected. But Caritas as an international body is also under international spotlight. And so we want to practice transparency, accountability. We follow procedures that would pass not only local, national, but also international standards. Why? It is not because of lack of trust, but it is in order to make our service of the poor more effective and efficient. Sometimes goodwill, is not enough. We need goodwill, and they send money and goods. If a local Caritas fails in meeting the standards of reporting, of accounting, etc., in the future, we lose the trust of partners, and then we won't be able to serve the poor as we should. And it is a real concern, and I want to make you aware of that. I know you know that already, but with this massive program added on to what you are already doing because of the refugees, a lot of international aid, a lot of goodwill from partners, international partners, but this is beautiful. As we professionalize, we also know that professionalism alone does not make us Caritas. As we form ourselves in management, accounting, transparency, audit, all of that, reporting, as we form ourselves in that, the heart must also be formed. Because we have some very good technical people without a heart. No compassion, no understanding. Everything is just business. Give me your report. I'll submit it tomorrow. No! You can say no with a smile. I did it now. You can be efficient, but with a heart. Especially when we're dealing with the poor, with their traumas. You teach them a certain way of life. This is how you do it. But it will take them time. But as we teach them, methods, our hearts must be big enough to understand. And sometimes when we deal with them with a lot of heart, then they comply with some standards. If we don't show them any heart, then even if they understand the procedures, they make it difficult for us. So the formation of the heart is also being asked of us. And in a special way, the inclusion, more inclusion of women and the youth, the young people. Can we initiate young people to Caritas? Orientations are very much present in all the advocacies of Caritas at the moment. And especially the campaign this year, Share the Journey, with migrants, forced migrants, and with refugees. So all the things that I said must be part of whatever program we are undertaking. And we will see what the next campaign will be. The General Assembly next year will decide whether we shall continue focusing on the plight of forced migrants and refugees. And some member organizations are saying we should continue because the phenomenon is continuing. Last May I was in Brazil, and millions of people from Venezuela crossing to Brazil, to Colombia. It's not just here. It's everywhere. When I visited the refugee camps twice at the Caritas shelters in Beirut. In Beirut, in Lebanon, they have 2 million refugees. And the population of Lebanon is only 4 million. So now it has gone up to 6 million. But 2 million are refugees, fresh refugees. If you include the refugees from Palestine, the Palestinians, who entered 70 years ago, then that number would be higher. So it's a worldwide phenomenon. In Africa, we met in Senegal, and it is not just refugee problems. And I'm warning you about this. Be cautious. Open your eyes. In Senegal, the refugee problem, we discussed it in Senegal and in Nigeria. The refugee problem in Africa has produced also new forms of slavery. Refugees being sold, really, being sold. So, yes, wash, water, hygiene, shelter, disaster, but open your eyes. There might be other calamities that are already starting, and wow, I saw a video of an African person being sold. It was an auction. said, okay, anyone who wants to buy him? And then I said, I'll pay 400 euros. And then somebody shouted, I'll pay 500. I said, anyone who will offer, I'll pay 700. Anyone who will come in? Okay, he goes to the one who will pay 700. Horrible. Huh? But the person agreed to be sold. And maybe out of desperation. And so as we attend to these problems, we are attentive. You know, the forces of darkness are very creative. They can make a business out of the many needs of people. And so in the neediness of our brothers and sisters, some business-minded people are probably already thinking, how can we earn from this misery? So it is part also of our mission to be alert, to be vigilant, and to see how we could prevent one problem from begetting or giving birth to other problems. Okay. Mother, may I sit down now? I continue. Or you can ask questions or maybe share, and I can continue standing. Now I can sit.